Hi Taurus, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. This is a general reading for May 2025. And in today's reading, we're going to be looking at your healing journey. So I'm going to start off by using the Healing Yourself reading cards by Ina Segal. I'm going to pull 4 of those cards. And the first card is going to be about looking at a particular situation. I want to look at the origin of the situation that you're sitting in. So we're going to look at the past of it. And then we're going to look at, in card number 2, we're going to look at the present situation. So where are you right now with the situation? And what do you need to focus on maybe presently? And then number 3 will be the future. So we're going to look at what sort of possibilities are there for you? What future outcome, what possibilities of a future outcome are there for you when you look at what you need to focus on? And then finally, we're going to get an overall message for you. What do you need to understand? So, and that's going to be like guidance from the tarot. I'm going to be then clarifying those cards, the reading cards, with the Tarot of the Abyss. And then I'll also be further clarifying with the Rider-Waite, Radiant Rider-Waite. So let's begin with the 4 cards, the healing cards. So let's ask right now for the origin of the situation that Taurus is sitting in. What is the origin? 1 card for that, please. What is the origin of the situation that Taurus is sitting in? Oh, that one almost came out. Flipped. All right, so I'm going to pick the one that turned over, which is courage. Courage. Number 2, the present. Where are you at and what you need to focus on presently? Hopefully this will come out. There we go. Came out a little bit quicker. You are whole in the soul. It's in reverse, so that means it's something that you really need to look at. Whole in the soul. You have a hole in the soul right now. So I will read a bit of what these mean in a minute. The possibilities of a future outcome for you. What's the future? What's the future hold for you? You know, if you were to heal this situation, you have self-love. Self-love. Nice card for you to have in the future. And then finally, what's the overall message? What do you need to understand, Taurus? What do you need to understand? Patience. Patience. All right. So let's get these 1 card from the Tarot of the Abyss out let's have 1 card for courage, please. Just 1 card for courage. Oops. You have the Page of Swords. And the hole in the soul. Ooh, that one came up quick. The Moon card. And that was in sideways. I know the Page of Swords was sideways too. Let's see if that makes a difference. Self-love. 1 card, please. Two of Cups in reverse. And patience. 1 card for that. Star card in reverse. Star card doesn't come out often. It's come out twice today already. So this is the third reading I'm doing. All right, so, and then I'll pull out some other cards here for you. So let's start off with the origin of the situation that you're sitting in right now. How did it begin? We're going to start off with the Courage card, and let me read just a little bit about it. Courage requires you to fearlessly stride ahead despite the challenges you are experiencing. Whether you are afraid of success or failure, you cannot stay where you are. You need to make a decision and move forward with belief, trust, and boldness. Give it your all, no matter what the outcome is. So despite what you have been telling yourself, you are ready for a new adventure and another chance to prove that you have what it takes to face life's challenges. Stop investing in limitations, lack, and dysfunction. So what area of your life is fear blocking you right now from moving forward? So definitely have some fear out right now, and you're needing courage. So that's the past. And then you have the Page of Swords that comes out behind it. And the Page of Swords is our inner child. And in particular, the sword, there's 4 pages, so they represent our inner children. In particular, this one is the inner part of you, which is like 4, 5, 6 years old, your inner child, that holds this sword of truth, that holds this sword of authenticity. There's an inner part of you that needs healing, that needs to be listened to and needs to be heard, because believe it or not, that part of you knew who you were when you were younger, Taurus. They knew who you were. And there's this courage. So what I'm seeing is that you're fearing going in a certain direction. You're fearing doing something. And yet, and I'm thinking that there's a part of you that needs healing, that's holding this fear. There's a part that needs healing, a younger part of you that knew who you were. But maybe, I'm going to say, maybe this was blocked when you were younger. Let's get some more information. So maybe you know what it is. I feel like you know what it is, or something you want to do, but you just don't have the courage to do it for some reason. You know, it could be something very creative for yourself. And creativity can mean just putting yourself first. You know, it's the next little step that we take on this journey. So let's have some more cards here for some clarification for Taurus on this courage and the Page of Swords. The Two of Cups has come up again. So the Two of Cups has come up twice now. This is the second time for you. And then you have Sun cards come up twice. Wow. Wow. I just got saying that it hasn't come out much, and it's come out twice in your reading. So there's this real... It's like, and I'm seeing that, to start off with the Joy card in reverse, like, I don't think there's, I think you know that what you want to do is going to bring you a lot of joy. And I really want to talk about joy for just a second, because for a lot of us that are on this healing journey, including myself, I didn't know what joy meant. I had no idea what it meant. And I think, and I was saying this in the last reading that this came in, was that I first started tasting joy when I started putting myself first and taking these small steps and doing little things for myself. And one of the things I did was start this tarot channel. I didn't know I could read tarot. I've been a teacher for 30 years, and I'm retired, and I just got this nudge. Started, there's kind of a backstory to it, but it was just like, I think I'm supposed to read tarot. And so when you can get yourself to do these little steps along your journey, like, you know, this isn't my final purpose, I don't think, in my life. Well, I know it's not. But it was just like this kind of gave me a focus now. It gives you a new focus. It gives you some joy in your life. And I'm thinking here that this, and it's in reverse here, because in order for you to do this, whatever it is you want to do, that's how you're going to get your joy from it. And then you have this Two of Cups here. And the Two of Cups, and we're going to talk about it, it's coming twice, like I said. And this one's in reverse here. They're both in reverse. Why? Well, because I think there's a real resistance on your part to... The Two of Cups talks about this healing relationship, but it's not a healing relationship with someone else. It's the beginning of a beautiful, intimate, vulnerable relationship with yourself. And I think there's a real call here, because you have this fear in you, and you have this inner child that's wanting to express, you know, who you are and what you're meant to do, and you're so scared to take that little step, and maybe you don't believe in yourself, and maybe there's a lot of unworthiness behind that. We know there's fear for sure. And I think there's this, when you start to put yourself first and take that step for yourself, that small step, that's the first step that you're taking to building this new relationship you, with yourself. It's a beautiful thing when you start to put yourself first and you have the courage to do it, to do what you want to do, whatever it is. And so let's look at what's going on with you. Where are you at? And what do you need to focus on? We have this Hole in the Soul card, and I can't wait to read it because I forget what it means. Like, it looks, it's a powerful card. So let me show you it. Right, I know it, and now I've seen it, that's right. So it's in reverse because it's something that you have to look at. So, hole in your soul, your childhood wounds are creating a hole in your soul. And that makes a lot of sense, because that Page of Swords that holds that, your sword right here, your authenticity, when you were younger, and if there's something that you wanted to do, or you knew you were supposed to go into that direction and you weren't allowed to for some reason. For example, like when I was younger, I remember asking if I could sign up for piano lessons, and I wasn't allowed to. And so it's always been something I've wanted to do. And I used to have a piano here, and I gave it away actually. But it's just, so what was it like? So one way that your childhood wounds disrupt an extraordinary life is through low-grade depression, experienced as a perpetual empty feeling. And you do have that Sun card that's turned upside down, that Joy card. If as a child you tried to make everything all right by picking up the pieces of your family drama, then you adopted a false self. When you lose your authentic self, and that sword of authenticity is what that page is holding, when you lose your authentic self, you disconnect from your true feelings, needs, and desires. Instead, you wear a mask to make others feel more comfortable. Being detached leads to profound loneliness and isolation, as you are always mourning your true self. So this card encourages you to discover your true self through learning about your childhood and mourning the abandonment and the neglect that you felt. So what do you need to know about your childhood wounds right now? Because you have a hole in the soul. What does this little child want to tell you? What's this page need to tell you? And then right behind it is the Moon card. It came sideways here because I don't think you're aware. You see the moon, or maybe you are. Maybe you're starting to become aware that there is something here. The Moon card talks about these things that appear when the moon comes out, like strange things that happened. Talks about strange things that happen, hidden things come out when there's a full moon. And so there's things that are hidden here that you're unaware of. And like I said, it's coming sideways here. So maybe right now you're starting to realize, you know what? What's this hole in my soul? What is it that what I'm supposed to do? There's something here I'm supposed to do, because I knew when I was younger there was something I was supposed to do. So let's get some clarifiers for that. A couple clarifiers for the hole in the soul and the hidden things here. What does Taurus need to know? One there. Nine of Pentacles and the Four of Cups in reverse. So Nine of Pentacles says, you know, well, I think it's time right now that you need to decide with the Nine of Pentacles. You need to decide what you're willing to commit to. And that's where you're sitting here right now. And I think that's why this Moon card's sideways. Because this is, you know, there's some things that are hidden from you that you're not aware of. You know, when our inner children come out, our page, there are parts of us that hold our trauma, they hold our emotions, they hold our memories. And so I'm wondering here if there's some memories. What do you need to commit to? There's something here that's hidden, you know, and it's like, what are you willing to commit to? Or are you willing to commit to finding out what this is? Because I think the Four of Cups in reverse comes out right behind to clarify this, sort of this Nine of Pentacles here. The Four of Cups in an upright position talks about this individual that has done a lot of healing, done some healing, felt a lot of their emotions, and they've almost like they've put them right here. You know, here's my proof that I've been doing some healing, and but I'm done now. This is what I call this my spiritual bypasser card, or not so much my spiritual bypass, that's more than Nine of Cups, but this one can be a spiritual bypasser where you've just decided, you know what, I'm not willing to feel anymore, because there's an offer here from the universe. It's like an Ace of Cups. It's like, here you go. Are you willing to go on a deeper level? Because this cup can mean, are you willing to feel again? Or are you willing to go on a deeper level? And it's in reverse here, because I'm not sure that you are right now. And that's why this Nine of Pentacles says, well, are you willing to commit to going deeper here? I think there's a real need for you, Taurus, to go a little bit deeper here and do some digging, because there's this hole in your soul. There's this courage here. I think there's something that you want to do, but there's something that's blocking you, and it's hidden right here, and that's what's creating this hole in the soul. On this healing journey, you will find that, or if you haven't found already, that sometimes when we're wanting to do something for ourselves, you know, and I'll say it's something creative, because creative means you're putting yourself first. You're doing something maybe that's, people will be looking at you going, are you nuts? Are you crazy? Why are you doing that? You know, you're doing something for you that you want to do. And I just went blank. So, yeah, I don't know if that's happened before, where I just went blank. So I'm just going to leave that. But yeah, maybe I'll start re-talking. Start talking again. Yeah, there's something that I know what I was saying. Okay, I got it now. When you're on this healing journey and there's something that maybe I'm not supposed to say, it was like, nope, you can't say this. When there's something that you want to do, and if you are blocked by fear, and if there's some block here that's blocking you from doing it, you always gotta go to the healing a bit deeper, and that means we gotta feel some more, right? And that's where this cup comes in, this cup here, this offer from the universe going, well, it's time to start to feel here. There's something hidden here that you need to get to. There's some emotions here, I think, that you need to get to that are really blocking you from doing what you want to do. So, now that I got my memory back. So what's the future here? What are the possibilities for you of a future outcome? Well, 24 self-love comes up for you. So what's 24 saying for the future? Take time out to get to know yourself and what works for you in this particular cycle of your life. So, some of the biggest obstacles to self-love are self-criticism and perfectionism, which lead to harsh judgment of the self, closing down, and eventually illness. Interesting that they mention those words, self-criticism and perfectionism. And did this ring true for you? Like, is there a part of you that's a perfectionist, or that thinks that I can't do this because I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy enough? Or like when I first started my tarot channel, I used to follow tarot quite a bit years ago, and then I ended up stopping part of my journey because I got addicted to it. And then when I started it up again to start to think I want to do tarot and read tarot, I went on and started looking at some people, other readers, and I went, I can't read like them. I can't do that. And yeah, I haven't even done the channel yet, started it. It's like, I can't do that. And so we tend to do that. We compare ourselves, and because we're our worst critics, right? Have you been trying to compete with others? Get approval from people in your family, or simply pushing yourself too hard? If so, you need to soften and start listening to your body. Focus on keeping your heart open and practice acknowledging and recognizing the good in yourself and others. This card beckons you to breathe love in and out every moment of the day. Ask yourself, what changes do I need to make to my daily routine so that love can pulsate through every breath, action, and relationship I engage in? So what do you need to do right now to practice self-love is what it's saying. And maybe that's what's needed right here in the future, where it's just like, and you have the Two of Cups that has come out twice, and it came right behind the self-love card again. So it's like, what do you need to do to begin this intimate, vulnerable relationship with yourself? What do you need to do to begin to do that? Because you really need to heal what it is here that's hidden from you. It's time for you to heal what's hidden. I'm going to pull out some cards here. The Chariot card I just flipped over again. I saw it when I pulled out some clarifiers for this middle part, and I wasn't sure if it was meant to come out. But it's interesting because the Chariot card speaks about going inwards. It speaks about going inwards and getting to know ourselves, right? And I'm feeling that in this reading for you, that it's time for you to, here's the fourth, take that fourth cup. Go a little bit deeper now. It's calling for you to go deeper. Can I have some more, tell me some more about the self-love and the Two of Cups here. A couple more clarifiers. I believe that was the 10 of Cups. One more card. Okay, so all about this self-love, starting this connection with yourself, building that, a deeper relationship with yourself. Then you get the 10 of Cups in reverse. And I think the possibilities of a future outcome for you here is that once you start to go inwards and really work on that relationship with yourself, you're going to realize that, and I know right now that because you have this Four of Cups where you're not willing at this point right now to take that cup, and maybe there's a fear to go inwards and start to really look at yourself on a deeper level. This talks about the 10 of Cups and having this full range of emotions, being able to feel all our emotions, even that fear that's been blocking you, I think, from moving on and doing what you want to do. And so we need to process that fear that's blocking us. And this card says, you have this range of all these emotions: fear, shame, guilt, anger, all these emotions we have, and we're meant to feel all of them. They come in, we process them, and then they go out, and that's how we release them. And that is what gets us into our own body more and more and more, and we start this intimate relationship with ourselves. And then you have the Ace of Wands here as a possible outcome. Beautiful card for you to have is another ace. It's because you did have an ace, didn't you? No, or is that the other reading? Sometimes I don't. Yeah, no, it's the first one on the table here. So the ace is I know what it was. I talked about the 4 cups and the 4th cup as being like an ace. And so this is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands talks about, the wand itself is a creative direction for you, a purposeful direction. There's an offer here on the table. There's something here, and that's another future outcome. I think when you start to really feel some of these emotions that are really blocking you right now, right? That are creating this hole in the soul for you, that are preventing you from moving forward. There is something here. There's a direction here for you, a new direction. It's a new offer from the universe. Right now it's in reverse because, you need to do some of this healing you need to heal some of these emotions first. And so what do you need to understand? What's the final message here for you? A message that we all don't always want to get, and that's patience, right? You must develop patience in all areas of your life. Patience does not mean that you give up and do nothing. On the contrary, you need to be aware of several aspects of the circumstances that you are facing. Patience requires you to stop pushing, rushing, and creating potentially explosive situations. Instead, it asks you to see the bigger picture and become aware of the ingredients that might be missing. If you are impatient with a particular person, instead give them space. Avoid jumping to conclusions and making up dramatic stories about a person or a situation without being aware of all the details. So patience can also be connected to a health condition you are recovering from, a new diet or an exercise program you've embarked on, or a new course of study that you may have begun. So where do you need to see the bigger picture right now? And that's important, to see the bigger picture, I have to always remind myself on this journey of the bigger picture. Okay, this is happening right now. And I don't like what's happening right now, but I know that this is all part of the bigger picture. And so where do you need to see that bigger picture? And here's the Star card in reverse. And the Star card talks about, it's a beautiful card that talks about reaching for the star, right? It talks about healing. It's a card of healing. And, excuse me, I'm seeing here that I think there's some healing that needs to take place. And that's part of the patience, right? And before we can move to our next thing that we want to do, that sounds like this is your situation, there's some healing that needs to take place. And that requires patience because it doesn't always come at once, right? I know for me, when I work through my big memories, and they come in big themes a lot of times, and I have to work on little things before I can actually get to the big memory. And or when I want to do something creative, I always have to heal some more stuff, some more emotions that are coming up that are blocking it. So can I just have a card or two for this patience and healing? Maybe one more card. Star card. Healing. There's more healing that needs to be done. More healing, Taurus, that needs to take place right now. And I like this one because it dips. See the angel, how they're dipping their toe? They're very vulnerable, very naked, not afraid to feel. And you did get the 10 of Cups here. So I can see here, it's really a call here, Taurus, for you to heal and to dip your toe into that water. Just a little bit at a time, right? Patience. Be patient with yourself because there's some healing that needs to be done. And so I'm going to leave you with a video that I just did on the 10 lessons that my own healing journey has taught me. I've been healing intensively for 8 years. And there's some things in there that you might relate to that you might find very interesting. So I'll leave that with you. And I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through, Taurus. This is the most difficult journey of your life, but it's the most important one. So take care, and I'll talk soon. Bye.